I killed you, motherfucker. You crazy? I don't know the fuck you think they play with. I don't play no motherfucking games. I fucked you up, motherfucker. I fucked you up. I play no motherfucking games.
Will a win over Canelo put you ahead of Mayweather as the greatest boxer of this generation?
Listen, I leave the opinions to everybody else, but like I said, after this fight, when I defeat Canelo, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm gonna be.
No one saw it reaching this level. Backstage at the first official Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford face-to-face, things escalated fast. Voices rose, tempers flared, and security had to physically separate two all-time greats. Exactly what was said remains unclear, but one thing was unmistakable. This wasn't a routine promotional stop. This was pride clashing with pride, legacy colliding with legacy, in a way boxing hasn't witnessed in years. When they later sat down across from each other, the tension didn't ease, it intensified. Once the cameras were rolling, both tried to appear composed, but the truth showed through. Floyd wasn't there to entertain, joke, or play the persona he built over decades. His expression said this was serious. Crawford, meanwhile, stayed calm and controlled, but it was obvious he was fully prepared for whatever Floyd brought into that moment.
If this kid said he'd been training every day, for years, every day in boxing, I'm somewhere in Aruba, in the Bahamas, in Dubai. I'm traveling the world on my jet.
The discussion began calmly enough, centered on contracts, negotiations, and the usual debate over who deserves what. But everything changed the moment the conversation turned to who truly defines this generation. Crawford leaned in, Floyd's posture stiffened, and for the first time in a long while, Floyd looked genuinely bothered. It wasn't about disrespect, it was about recognition. Deep down, Floyd understands why this matchup even exists, and so does everyone watching, because the spark for all of this traces back to one moment, when Canelo Alvarez publicly said that Terence Crawford was better than Floyd Mayweather. It took just one statement for everything to blow up. Crawford defeats Canelo, rises as the new face of boxing, and suddenly fans begin saying something Floyd has never tolerated hearing, that someone may have surpassed Mayweather.
Compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
That's the real spark, the one nerve no one ever presses with Floyd. It's why, at 47 years old, he's standing across from what many see as the most dangerous fighter in the sport today.
Out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Once the face-off wrapped up and the press conference began, the tension only continued to rise. This wasn't the version of Floyd fans were used to, the one who dominated the mic with jokes and trash talk. Instead, he was locked in, measured, and serious. There was no effort to entertain, only to defend his legacy. This fight matters to him because he refuses to let anyone rewrite his place in boxing history.
Of the biggest egos in the sport, so much so that he could not find a way to give Muhammad Ali credit as being a top 5 fighter and claim that Roberto Duran sits above Muhammad Ali, right? Why? Because Floyd wants to be better than Muhammad Ali. He completely redid his image when he became Money Mayweather to pretty much copy from calling himself the GOAT, calling himself TBE, right? Whole thing. Very disrespectful of Muhammad Ali when he was coming up, when after Floyd Mayweather Jr. wound up being at the top of the sport. So now that Terence Crawford has firmly placed himself at the top of boxing, and not just as the pound for pound fighter right now, many people are saying, hey, shouldn't he be considered one of the greatest fighters of all time?
On the opposite side sat Crawford, composed and unfazed, staring at Floyd as if he were simply another challenge to check off. For him, this matchup carries a different meaning. He's already conquered Errol Spence, already taken down Canelo, already silenced every critic who questioned his place at the top. He doesn't need Floyd to validate his career, but he wants him, because this fight is about finishing the era on his own terms.
I had 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
the greatest of all time.
Okay.
Early in his career, Crawford avoided that question whenever it came up in interviews. When asked whether he could beat Mayweather, he didn't speak with certainty or lean into the discussion at all. He stayed measured and non-committal back then, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh shit, okay, I'm just asking.
Oh,
Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Now, Crawford openly says he would defeat Floyd even at Floyd's peak. That statement alone was enough to ignite this rivalry and push it into full flame.
4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you wouldn't, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore, so that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
I beat your ass?
Okay, that's a no.
And it showed. Even as reporters continued asking questions, Floyd's irritation was visible, not because of anything Crawford said in that moment, but because of what he symbolizes. A new leader, a new benchmark, a new fighter many see as the best in the world today. And that idea, more than any comment on stage, is what clearly bothers Floyd the most.
Wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
As the press shifted the conversation to Floyd's upcoming exhibition with Mike Tyson, the tone changed. No one was treating it like a legitimate bout. It was clearly framed as entertainment, a showcase event where 2 iconic names share the ring for the spectacle and the paycheck rather than real competition.
Now, all time, ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd generation to this generation to get to see the come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on.
But you can't overlook the fact that it's Mike Tyson in the ring. And if Tyson gets fired up or angry, things could escalate quickly. Let's not forget, Tyson has a history with Floyd, and that tension makes this exhibition potentially unpredictable and even dangerous.
That fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and like, hey, this is not, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to Mike Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an exciting event.
And here's the key point. That exhibition with Tyson doesn't compare to Crawford. You can see Floyd's energy shift the moment Crawford's name comes up. He's no longer Money Mayweather, the entertainer. He becomes Floyd Mayweather Jr., the undefeated fighter who's been contemplating a professional return. Floyd knows that defeating Crawford, even at his age, would silence debates for generations. And Crawford understands that beating Floyd, even an older Floyd, cements his legacy at the very top of the sport. This isn't just business. Crawford fully respects how talented Floyd really is.
Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
Now listen, we're talking about Floyd, and listen, we all gotta believe we're the greatest of all times, right? We all gotta believe that, but we all know Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all times.
If you could have fought any fighter in your life, any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather. So we're in there, we're fighting low here. Ooh.
After the Canelo fight, many assumed Crawford might hang up the gloves. He had achieved everything. He was the pound-for-pound #1, had defeated a bigger opponent no one expected him to beat, and by all measures, his legacy was already secured.
Back at like Floyd career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. Because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, back to back to fight, one after.
But Crawford deliberately chose the toughest challenge. He wants Floyd because he aims to end the debate once and for all. He doesn't want fans saying he's great, but he never fought Floyd. He's not interested in comparisons. He wants the finality of defeating the man who dominated boxing for 2 decades.
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he's has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought again.
On top of that, Crawford is a true competitor, one of the few left in the sport. He seeks challenges, not easy wins. And yes, that means facing criticism. People are asking, why fight an older Floyd? Why not take on Boots Ennis instead? And honestly, their point isn't without merit.
Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
For years, fans, fighters, and analysts have argued that Boots is the matchup Crawford should pursue. Boots is the one fighter whose style truly tests Crawford, switch hitting, explosive, technically sharp, and dangerous from every angle.
I feel that Boots Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his...
And it's not just the fans. Boots himself has been relentlessly calling out Crawford, eager for the challenge, the test, and a shot at the fighter widely regarded as the best of this generation. Yet every time Crawford is asked about Boots, he shuts it down instantly, saying he's not interested and that the fight holds no value for him.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. They both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in a big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So I feel like he got everything, has all the experience, all the knowledge. So I gotta go with Crawford.
Still, the chatter about a Crawford versus Boots matchup hasn't died down. In fact, the more Crawford sidesteps the fight, the louder and more persistent those discussions become.
My career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, oh, well, he was young, he wasn't ready. He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. Because we always seen him win and fly in colors. A fashionate way, to where we say, oh man, he's cold, he's skillful, but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him. So me fighting Boots will be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight. It's gonna sell a little bit because of your name and what you just...
Another contender in the conversation is Virgil Ortiz Jr. fresh off a dominant performance. Virgil immediately called out Crawford. Oscar De La Hoya has been heavily promoting him, calling it the biggest fight at 154 and building massive hype around the potential matchup.
A lot of sense, and the fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jerron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
A prime fighter going up against a prime legend. That's the matchup hardcore fans crave. But the reality is this: Crawford has already defeated Errol Spence and Canelo. He doesn't need someone like Ortiz to prove himself competitively. He's choosing fights for historical significance, not just challenge. A win over Boots gets a nice fight reaction. Ortiz earns a good matchup label. But beating Floyd? That's a legacy-defining moment people will discuss for decades.
Look, I'm here to fight the best. I don't care who it is. It can be Boots next, it can be Spence next, it could be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it. Because that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. And we're just gonna keep doing what I do best. And that's just being me.
Here's where it gets really intriguing. Terence Crawford has the size advantage, hits harder, is younger, and stays more active. But the toughest challenge in facing Floyd isn't landing a punch, it's connecting it all. Crawford could control the early rounds, but Floyd has the skill to turn it into a defensive masterpiece, frustrating the younger fighter and forcing him to find another way in.
Because, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked
and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to
the press conference. Floyd focused on legacy, money, and respect, while Crawford centered his comments on challenge, competition, and proving his place among the greats.
Beat everybody. That boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. Man, that boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see, that's where Floyd mastered. You know, hit and not get hit. A lot of people, they give him credit now, but they didn't give him credit when he beat.
It's a chance for me to do a heist, a quick heist. I'm gonna let y'all know this. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one. Because I don't care if you write good about me, you write bad about me, just keep writing about me.
That's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming content. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.